Hello and welcome to another video of World of Warships with RunGB. Today we are going to take a look at the Ognevoi, the tier 6 Russian destroyer you can use and unlock in the current sea trials. Remember, to get this ship you must kill 4 or more enemies with an American ship of tier 4 or upwards. And once you do so, you find this little thing in the port. Now, the first thing I'm going to say is that I have tried this ship, I have played it, I like it, but I think that you can't really feel the way it's going to be in the game in these sea trials, and that's a good reason about it. This is a gunboat. This is a destroyer that uses mostly the guns to deal damage. The torpedoes have very short range, and you are not going to use them a lot. You are going to shoot this all day long. And if you want to use your guns as your first priority, you want to spec your captain for those guns. Now in sea trials, when you get one of these ships, you are given a captain of 3 points that you can't level up. The captain won't win any XP. And that means that you can't unlock some skills that I think would make this ship really powerful. Now again, you are going to use the guns a lot, so you would want, of course, basic firing training to increase the reload of the guns, but especially so the tier 4 advanced firing training, because this adds 20% to the firing range of guns under 155 millimeters, and these are 130 millimeter guns. So you can't unlock those skills, but with those skills this ship would be a lot more powerful. So if you like the ship right now, and I do like the ship right now, well, with those skills, this is going to be a pretty good little destroyer. Well, not really little because it's pretty big, but yeah, it's one thing to consider. I mean, you can't really feel the way the destroyer is going to be in game right now, because by the time this thing goes live and you reach tier 6, you are going to have a captain with that 4th tier skill unlocked, and well, that will be pretty brutal. Anyway, let's take a look at the strengths of this ship. Strengths, artillery, maneuverability, and concealment. Artillery. It has 4 130 millimeter guns in 2 turrets, one fore, one aft. That's really nice. The guns are extremely good with 12 rounds per minute, very good damage, a firing range of 12 kilometers, which is pretty well. It's actually really good. But especially so the trajectory. These guns shoot a shot at very fast speeds, which makes shooting very easy. You can't. I mean, aiming is super easy with these guns. You require a lot less lead than with the American destroyers, for instance. And that's the best part about this ship, the guns. It's so easy to hit anything at any range. And as I was saying, with the skill, it's 20% more. So these guns probably would reach around 14.8 kilometers with that skill unlocked. That's pretty insane for a destroyer. That's crucial level of ranges. Yeah, that skill is going to change this ship. But as it is, it's really good. Maneuverability is very fast, 37.3 knots. Turning circle is not good at all, 610 meters, and a rudder time of 3.8 seconds, which is not bad, but not outrageous for a destroyer. So the problem is that you have a very wide turning circle. You have to remember that because at close ranges this thing isn't as good as an American destroyer, but at long ranges it's much better of course. Concealment. Surface detectability range of 7.5 kilometers. That's pretty long, but still usable for a destroyer. And means that without that skill, you can fire while concealed from 12 kilometers until you reach 11.5 kilometers. This, by the way, is with the camo. Without the camo, is 7.8 kilometers. Again, here we can see that with that skill that increases the range, would be almost 15 kilometers of range, you would have a cushion of almost 3 kilometers where you could shoot without being seen, which is pretty insane. The things that aren't as good, well, survivability is a destroyer, you are not going to survive a lot of hits. Still, well, it has a lot of hit points for a destroyer, but yeah, you don't want to be hit at all. Torpedoes has 6 torpedoes in 2 triple launchers. They have no range. You have only 4 kilometers. I mean, this is for very tight situations where you are very close in with an enemy. You are not going to use them a lot. You are going to fire your guns all the time, all day long. But well, if you are in the situation to fire them, the torpedoes themselves are actually pretty good. 70 knots, which means that they are unavoidable at those ranges, and 15,000 damage. That's that's a lot. That's really a lot. So the torpedoes have the range, but if you hit with them, you are going to totally disgrace the enemy. So yeah, but you are not going to use them a lot. AA defense, well, whatever. I mean, it's a destroyer. You really want to switch off your AA and live with that. But it's not totally this bad at it either. I mean, it has 50 cals and 76 millimeters, which are totally useless. But the 37 millimeters are not really bad. I mean, at least it has some protection against AA, but it's a destroyer. You are not expecting to fight planes with it. It has 3 unlocks that you get by with 1 free XP and 1 credit. A hull, torpedo, and extra range. As for the upgrades, I would use main battery modification 1. Probably gunfire control system modification 1, because you want to increase the accuracy of your guns. I mean, this ship is all about the guns. You don't care about the torpedoes or the AA or whatever. The third one, probably I would go with the steering gears modification 1 or the propulsion modification 1, depends. I haven't had a lot of problems with either while being hit with this ship. I would say that you get your propulsion more hit than the steering when you do, but either of those would work fine. And finally, the probably is the propulsion modification 2, because this increases the rate at which you accelerate and decelerate. It's a lot less time to reach full power, which with a ship this fast is really good. The steering gears modification reduces the rudder shift time, but with 4 seconds of rudder shift time, that's good enough. Yeah, well, enough about the ship. Let's see some gameplay. So here we are, hotshot map. We have already capped the south zone, and we are going towards the south area of sea. One very important thing about this destroyer, it's not a lone wolf. This is not a destroyer like the Japanese ones, where you can lone wolf and go on your own and lob torpedoes from beyond sighting range, because you don't have those torpedoes. And anyone who spots you is going to shoot at you, because destroyers are high priority targets. So if you are spotted and you have no one around, which attracts enemy fire, you are going to be primaried and you are going to die very quick. The key of this ship is to move in with friends, with other ships. Ideally, big ships, battleships, would be the best, but cruisers work very well. And that's because you are going to be fighting with this ship at very long ranges. 12 kilometers, 11 kilometers, 10 kilometers, and that's long for a destroyer. Of course, when you have the 15 kilometer range with the captain skill, you will be firing from there, and you will be unseen, which is much better, of course. But in the meantime, you want to be sailing with friends, because they will attract attention. Now, think of the mindset of someone who's under the receiving fire of an Ognevoi, and let's put it a Mogami or an Aoba, which I currently am sailing with. The Ognevoi, while it's not small for a destroyer, it's a destroyer, it's very maneuverable, it's going to be taking off a lot of fire, you are going to have trouble connecting hits at 11 kilometers. The cruiser is much easier to hit. The cruiser you can citadel, a destroyer you can't. Destroyers can't be citadeled. Yeah, people tend to shoot the cruiser more than the destroyer when you are at long range. If you are at 7 kilometers, everything is going to shoot at you. So stay at long range and just deliver the damage. Just let loose those guns. 12 shots per minute. It's a lot. So yeah, that's how I found this ship to be really useful. And again, when you can shoot your guns from concealment range, it's going to be insane because firing while unseen, it's a very powerful mechanic. Here, well, we found a poor Sokaku, which was left behind by the enemy. This happens a lot in this map. Carriers are left behind. Sometimes it's mostly because of the own carrier's fault. I mean, this is a Sokaku. This is not a very slow carrier. This can go 30 knots. If you're in a carrier in this map, get the hell out of your spawn area and go with your team, because otherwise this is going to happen. And actually this happens to this guy, and it's going to happen to our guy in the other side of the map. You will see it later. Yeah, we are totally massacring this guy. He has no defense. Here I'm going to derp a little bit because I'm too focused on putting as much guns as I can in this Shokaku. And I'm going to hit the island, but there's no problem. I mean, there's nothing else shooting at me. You can see here I collided with the island. No matter. Okay, the guy is dead. Let's get out of here. Now, with people shooting at me, this would have been a pretty nasty mistake, but thankfully, well, nothing happened. And here you can see, well, the AOA is attracting the fire. I'm going to remain mostly unchallenged for most of this part of the battle, because there are more attracting targets around me. Now, if while you are doing that you start getting shot, well, all you have to do is to stop firing, because after 20 seconds your concealment range will go back to normal, and maneuver, evade, avoid, and yeah, just try to not get hit. Once people stop seeing you, they will stop shooting at you. They will start looking at other enemies, other friendlies you have around, and then you can resume fighting. It's very effective in that way. Actually, this is a ship that really works very well for that. And I mean, it's not that the guns deal a lot of damage. It's not a lot of damage per hit, but well, they set enemies on fire, and that adds for a lot of damage after a while. Has a huge rate of fire. Think of the Atlanta. The Atlanta is well, it's a heck of a cruiser. Has less guns than the Atlanta, but it's much easier to hit with them at long ranges, because the Atlanta has insane arcs of fire and very slow cell travel times. So you are guessing at long ranges. You are not aiming. You guess where the enemy is going to be. You don't actually aim. With this thing you aim at long ranges, because the cell travels so quick and the trajectory is so tense that it's very easy to aim. So, well, now we have some enemies on the other part of the island. I split from my cruiser. I started moving alone, mostly because I'm expecting not to be targeted here. I mean, the cruiser is still a much more important target than myself. Here we have a battleship. As you can see, he's not aiming at my area, so I can shoot at him with total impunity, and that's what I'm going to do. He's on fire, and keep on shooting, and just give him hell. Now he's moving behind the island. Soon I will be unable to hit him anymore, so I will look for further targets. I can see we have a destroyer incoming to this area, so I'm going to start moving to give him a warm welcome. Right now I'm unseen by anything because I'm behind cover, pre-aiming the guns, and well, expecting the guy to come. Now there's an American destroyer which doesn't have a huge detectability range, so probably I will be detected, there you go, a little before he detects me. But once I do, I'm going to start shooting at him, and I'm going to be hitting him while he's going to struggle hitting me. Again, this is pretty long range for the American 5-inch guns. The cell travel time of the American guns is not really great, so it's much easier to hit and connect with these weapons than with the American ones. And we attracted the attention of Ognevoi. That's something I don't want. So I stop firing. I don't shoot at him, I forget about the destroyer, I'm not longer detected. And now the guy can, I also pop a smoke screen, but just to accelerate when I would be unseen. And now we have a pretty nice target here. Short range, enemy battleship. I could have tried to go for a torpedo run, but he's at the border of my effective torpedo range, more than 4 kilometers. So I don't even change to torpedoes. I don't care about torpedoes in this ship. Unless I'm under 3 kilometer range, I'm not even going to change into torpedo screen. I just unleash. It's 12 cells per minute. This is machine gun fire, more than gunfire. And yeah, we bagged a cruiser. Now, of course, we have to get the hell out of Dodge because that cruiser is attracting attention, and I don't want to be close to his receiving fire. So we have a Cleveland up there and a destroyer up there. And I'm going to switch to the Cleveland because the Cleveland is again attracted by the enemy Aoba, not by me. He's shooting at the cruiser, which of course is a sensible choice because the cruiser is a much bigger threat than what I am. But I'm still a very credible threat, of course. I'm going to put a lot of cells on this guy while he's distracted. So again, key with this ship is never go alone, because if I was alone, this Cleveland would be shooting at me. And yeah, well, if you have ever driven a destroyer, you know that the thing you want the less is a Cleveland shooting at you. Really. Well, there are worse things. Well, now he's shooting at me, so I start avoiding. Well, he still hits, but you can see how easy it is. He can't hit me because the 6-inch guns of the Cleveland again have a very slow cell travel time. They take a lot of time to reach the top range. So all I have to do is to avoid, and he's going to miss all his shots. Meanwhile, you can see he changed his target again. He saw he couldn't hit me at all, so now he's shooting at the cruiser again. And now all we have to do is to finish him off. Very effective little ship, this one. Of course, again, this is because we are at very long range. If we were maybe at 5 kilometers, this guy would be hitting me all the time. But thankfully, well, we weren't, and you can see all you have to do is to avoid, and all the cells are going to miss. So, well, seems that we have dealt with all the enemies in this zone of the map. We are tied in what regards to ship. They have 2 destroyers. We have me. On points we are winning. So right now we have less cap zones, and we need to cap at least one to ensure that we are going to win by points. Some torpedoes coming. These were pretty low range, so I'm expecting. I mean, that the destroyer that was in sea was a Farragut, and those torpedoes don't have any range. So I'm expecting something different than the Farragut over there. But well, as you can, again, you can see I'm not going on my own. I'm going with friends. We have a couple of friendlies there. This guy is shooting at the island because probably he hates the island. Lord knows why. And oh, looky, destroyer immediately switch towards him, and well, try to see him. Okay, since he has popped smoke screen. Well, that guy is totally FF. I mean, he's on fire. He has popped the screen, but once the screen is over, we will be able to see him. We are a cruiser and myself chasing him, and I'm much faster than him. This destroyer is very good for destroyer hunting because of that. It's very fast. It's almost impossible to move away from a Russian destroyer. So yeah. More torpedoes detected, so makes me think we probably have more destroyers than this guy around here. Putting some shots on him. Trying to get the proper aim, and since we have it now, yeah, we are putting more shots. Those torpedoes are from the cruiser, so for sure. Or, oh, looky! We have another destroyer here. And this guy is not even going to try. He's just running away. I launch torpedoes just in case he turns towards us. But he no, he's just running away. And he's not even trying to avoid. He's only trying to run away, but now he has a steering damage. Now he can't maneuver, unless it repairs, of course, but then if we set him on fire, well, yeah. That was a little bit painful to watch. Oh, what the hell? Oh shit, that's a Mogami. Okay, I was telling before, you don't want a Cleveland shooting at you. Well, if you want something less than a Cleveland shooting at you in a destroyer, that's a Mogami. And those are three more guns with much higher settle velocity. Yeah. So, well, let's cap C. I'm going to just hide behind the islands. This is a target you can't tackle alone. It's suicidal. I'm not even thinking about shooting at him. So I'm going to just stroll by, calmly go into the cap area, and park myself nicely behind this island. Because here I won't be seen, I won't be shot, I won't be hit. And I will be capping C, which we need because right now we have no cap areas. And we need some to get some point income and guarantee we are going to win this. So yeah, waiting time, waiting time. Here I was actually pretty scared because if that Mogami was coming for me, well, I would have a hard time. That's why I'm in torpedo screen, because if he pops up out of the island at a short range, I could shoot at him. So, ooh, there he is. I take aim, but no, he's way far for my torpedoes to hit. So instead, I pop my smoke screen. I go backwards very slowly, and now I can shoot while undetected. Anyway, it's not a big deal because he's more than distracted by that battleship there. So I'm going to put some shots on him, but ooh, that was, again, that was painful to watch. He was obliterated by that other battleship. So now we have a capture zone, we are very close to winning the game. Yeah, there are more enemies spotted, but the game is almost over. And actually, nothing of importance happened from here to the end of the game. So, yep, let's go to the result screen. Of course, being a sea trial ship, that means I don't get any XP or money, but that was a base 1500 XP, which is really good. Those are the damage stats. This ship is actually really good at what it does, but it requires a very particular playstyle. If you long well with it, you are going to die. If you are bothered by torpedoing the enemy, you are going to die, because with that short range, everything is going to shoot at you before you are in range. But if you like gunboat gameplay, this thing is pretty insane for that. And again, I want to insist on this because it's very important. This was without that tier 4 skill unlocked. With that tier 4 skill unlocked, this ship turns into a real menace. Because fighting while you are not seen is a very powerful, very powerful mechanic. Anyway, I hope you like this review and gameplay and that you, well, learned something from it. As always, thank you very much for watching, guys, and see you later.